Welcome to my YouTube channel Sayona Education Academy. Myself Srinivas Sarkonda. If you are visiting first time to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe. Welcome to my YouTube channel Sayona Education Academy. I am planning to upload the videos of the theory of automata in formal language, the subject, and the same subject. The different universities calling it the different names. The same subject name is the theory of computation also there. Some of the universities are running this subject as a theory of computation, but almost all the contents are same. And coming to the subject, this subject is one of the important subject of the computer science. As a computer science student, you should have the good knowledge about the theory of automata, because most of the interviews are if you are going with any of the competitive exams like GATE exam point of view or UGC NET point of view, if you are going any of the government jobs point of view after completion of the BTech, so most of the questions they are going to frame from this subject. If you have good basics of this theory of automata subject, then definitely it is so much useful to you to crack most of the competitive exams. And this subject is interesting and scoring subject. So most of the students thinking it is a subject is somewhat difficult, is not where they are not going to understand. Not like that. It is one of the easiest subject. If your basics are clear, then you are in a position to get good score in this subject. And if your basics are clear in the theory of automata, and in third year compiler design also there, one more subject somewhat interrelated. So most of the grammars you are going to learn here. The same grammars we are going to study there only, and some of the applications of those grammars we are going to see in the third year. And coming to this subject is theory of automata and formal languages. First you should know what is the theory of automata. What is the automata first? So actually this is the word, the plural of this. Actually this is the plural word of automaton. This is the plural of automaton. So what is the, from where is this word? This word actually from the Greek. It is started, this word is from the Greek word. The meaning of this word is self-learning. This automata meaning is self-learning. The meaning of the automata is the self-learning. Now we are going to see the brief introduction. What is this particular automata theory we are going to see, and what is the history, where exactly that particular study started, what is the main motivation to study this subject. So everything we are going to see here. Actually this subject automata theory is, the meaning of the automata theory is basically it is the study of the abstract computing devices of the machines. So before going to design any specific computer, you are going to model any of the computer model you have to do. So this abstract machines studies started before this. There were computers in 1930s. So we started this study of these abstract machines. The Turing started the study of the abstract machines in 1930s. So what exactly the main goal of the Turing? What exactly he want to find out? Why he studied these abstract machines? Actually, he want to check that any of the machine, which machine is able to work and which machine is not able to work. At least he should know the boundary between some of the computers, some of the devices are working and some devices are not working. He want to know which devices are able to work and what are the devices is not in a position to work. He want to see the particular variations, and this automata is basically proposed. Is not it is proposed for the functionality of the brain. First they are proposed a model how exactly your brain is going to work. That functionality they are going to check. That's why they are proposed. But later the purpose, different purposes we are going to use this particular automata. Most of the times we are going to use this for software development, the different types of softwares we are going to develop using this automata knowledge, and we are going to use the compilers also. In next year we are going to see what is compiler. In that particular subject also, the compiler, we are going to design any specific compiler components like the lexical analyzer. The lexical analyzer working also based on this particular automata. So these things we are going to see in detail, but basically they are proposed for the brain functionality purpose. But later they are used in the different places, like different software component they are prepared, and the compiler design also they are used. Yeah, we seen what is automata theory, and now we are going to see where exactly we are going to use this automata. Many places we are going to use. We already discussed different softwares and compilers. Just we are going to see here the finite automata or useful model for many important kinds of hardware and software. We are going to use the different hardware and softwares also, the automata. The first one is we are going to use the software for designing and checking the behavior of a digital circuits. So it is you are going to use what is the behavior of the digital circuits. So this automata is helpful to find out the behavior of the digital circuits. And the second is you are going to use this automata in the lexical analyzer of a typical compiler. Just in the starting we discussed, we are going to use in the compiler. In the compiler we are going to study in the next year in detail, but the compiler it consists of the different phases. So lexical analyzer also one of the phase. Whatever the source code you are going to pass, the source code you are giving from the source program, the high level language, any of the code, C programming, Java programming, whatever the programming you are going to give, the lexical analyzer is going to split that particular source code into different logical units. Right? Logical units you are calling it as the tokens. We are going to see in detail, but you have to understand here we are going to use in the lexical analyzer of a typical compiler. The automata is so much useful. And one more is there, you are going to use as a software for scanning large body of the text, such as collection of web pages, to find occurrence of words, phrases. If it is a large amount of data is there, you are going to find out how many words are there, what is the different phrases there, you are going to apply on that particular web page. And one more is software, you are using as a software for verifying the systems for all types of systems that have a finite number of distinct states. You have to verify if it is a finite number of states are there, you are able to identify. For that purpose also you are going to use. So these are the four different advantages we are mentioned here. But in addition to these four, lot of advantages are there of the automata applications you are using a lot of places. Lot of research also going on in the automata.